my normal Sunday afternoon thing ran a little bit long, so I'm gonna be uh not I'm gonna be AFK for like hopefully only 8 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Don't know how long the stuff that I normally have an hour is gonna take.
Oh, no problem. I fully anticipate everyone else is going to be 1 hour late.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hanging in there.
Doing all right. Not super glad it's Sunday, but
All right, now I'm just making changes to my sheet.
all right. Hope everyone had a restful week off from this.
Depends on your definition of restful, I guess.
I hope your Sunday wasn't too bad.
Okay, true aim is real nice.
Yeah, right? What, free aim?
It gets you free aim and an upgrade.
Yeah, you kind of can't beat that. I mean, what is it, like 5 or 10 experience points?
It was 10 where I bought it.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, here I am.
All right, so it looked like we have everyone. All right, great. So if you guys want to give me some destiny rolls. Good start. Light side.
We got one light side point.
Balance it out with a dark side point. All right.
Well, that swings positive. That's good.
Yeah, yeah. 3 light side, 2 dark side. All right, great. Also wanted to bring up, I rolled for obligation at the end of the last session. You are all still feeling the stress from being on the hook with the 10 Loss Syndicate. So everyone's strain threshold goes down by 1. And however you want to role play out being worried about that little fact, feel free. And since it's been 2 weeks since we played, does anyone want to give a recap of things that happened as they remember them?
we found. They say the perfect society. Oh no, we found the society that was living in the what had initially seemed to be just droid occupied separatist ship was in fact two societies, one organic, one synthetic, and they exist in a stasis of not accomplishing anything because they disagree on what's happening to them. And we were also attacked by anti-Jedi assassins, but that's probably completely nothing to worry about. Happens all the time.
Well, they were droids.
Droids can be assassins.
Yeah, but you can just chalk it up to bad programming. And that is something else that we encountered before.
Wait. Is this going to be like in Shaun of the Dead, where it's going to be along the lines of dogs can't look up? No, they can't.
I would not mind if that was the case. So, let's see. We left off with you all having gone from the meeting with the leader of Carbontown, Rutho Amdu, and you were going to meet with the remnants of the Clone Trooper Brigade that was still living among the inhabitants of Space Station 9.
Oh yes, there were the clone troopers that we were going to go meet and get their.
So, we left off with you all being buzzed into the little fort that the clone troopers had made. And as a reminder, it's more solidly built than the rest of Carbontown's living quarters. It seems like they had a mind towards more military purposes when they were making it. So a lot sturdier, doesn't look as nice, more utilitarian. So you're buzzed into the fenced off section of the compound. It's kind of like a little makeshift yard. And as you walk in through the front gates, you see a very old clone open the door of the compound and walk out. He is hunched over, leaning on a cane, not wearing any sort of armor, just looks like it's really simple farmer clothes. He sees you and gestures for you to come closer.
Did we not talk to them already?
No, we left with that about to happen.
Well, then I guess it's
because I know I've seen the picture before.
to advance.
What was that?
I advance.
Okay. So he sees you all and says, "Welcome. We don't get many. Sorry, gotta find my Kiwi accent. We don't get many visitors around here." What can I do for you?
We've just been visiting the whole place. We've kind of been entangled in sort of the local politics and decided to check up on you as you are also part of the space station itself as well. The name is Asimir. The band over here is known as Kavan. This here is Kazan and Marcus.
Well met, everyone. My name is, I guess you can call me Reed. Do you want to come inside for some tea, or would you prefer to stand around out here in my lovely lawn?
I think tea would be good. What do you guys think?
I would love.
So he steps inside, leaves the door open for all of you. Inside the compound it's very much like a bunker. There are no decorations to speak of. It's just, if furniture needs to be there, it's there. such as the table he leads you all to, which looks like it was made out of some sort of old machinery with mysterious purpose. He sits down, and you see there are a couple other clones. You can tell they're clones because they're identical. They've got that same old man look to them. Identical faces, builds, all that. Unlike the one that you're speaking with now, yes, the one with the monocle, they are not that old. He seems to be much, much older. So one of the other clones is just finishing up boiling a pot and brings over a couple of cups or tea glasses to you all, and they start making the beverages for you. So Reed sits back and says, "So, we heard you ran into a little bit of trouble with the droids here."
I think it's more along the lines it's concerning with everyone else, as this is the first time any sort of violence happened on the ship at all in years.
Yeah, it would have been the end of the Great War then, since anything had come to blows, which is odd.
Yeah, really odd, and I'm sure everyone is now a lot tense, especially because they do not want that to happen, even though they may disagree with each other about certain things.
Well, if you're referring to people being nervous because we're afraid of some sort of conflict, you're right. If we're looking at it by the numbers, it's likely to be total annihilation for both sides, getting wiped out. I don't see any other way around it. People of Carbon Town are greater in numbers, but the droids are programmed for war, so it's not going to be good if it comes down to it.
And if fighting ensues, they can just cripple the ship to the point it's going to be useless for both sides if one of them wins.
More than likely. I mean, whoever's left is going to have so few numbers that, I mean, they could probably get by with whatever.
So I look at the others, seeing if they have any questions for our friend Reed.
Gand has many questions, but Gand does not think it is an appropriate time to ask about the Great War and the consequences therein.
Dan just wants to hear war stories.
Partially, Gand also likes to hear about the time period the Empire explicitly does not talk about.
Yeah, the clones all kind of chuckle and nod and say, if we had more time, we've got enough stories to run your ear all day. But I imagine you all probably are going to want to get off this heap just as soon as possible, given that you've had quite the rude welcome.
Well, it wasn't that rude. Scott was able to help us with getting the ship fixed, all that, so it's going to be a lot better. It's just that there's just something just happened on the ship, and I'm sure it was an isolated incident. But both sides are going to be very suspicious, and odds are the situation would need to be, simmered down. Perhaps we'll probably need to help with it.
Well, again, coincidence is on your side, because tomorrow is the annual summit meeting for the occupants of the station. I
I think for the first time since we started doing this, I think my boys and I are going to go represent ourselves.
What normally happens at these summit meetings?
Well, from what we hear, it's just a lot of talking, a lot of jabbering at each other. Um, the Nemoidians want this, the droids want that. They can never really end up agreeing, and so nothing ever gets done.
So what would make you decide to participate in tomorrow's summit if you attended no others?
I think I want to see it for myself, mainly because he kind of leans forward and says, like you said, it's suspicious that these attacks just started happening once you showed up here. We've had other visitors, and nothing like this has happened. So why are the droids doing this now?
Well, it may be as simple as bad subroutine, the same reason that the vulture droids attacked us.
Gand would like to roll, I guess, perception.
Okay. To do what?
So, Gand has a wild speculative thing that has just come into Gand's head based on this conversation, and the fact that this is the group that is most successfully military in style. Like, the droids are military, but that's just because the droids are droids. They're just working with what they got. These are soldiers who are staying soldiers. Gand would like to see if this concern about us being attacked is being feigned in any way.
Okay.
Just said I wanted to do a judge attention.
All right. So perception. All right. Yep. Difficulty is set.
Gand is going to spend one of the light side points to upgrade.
Okay.
Do I have to use the upgrade myself after doing that?
Yeah. In the GM dice pool. Actually, know what? I'll do it.
All right. So, when you are ready?
I'm ready. Okay, so, you succeed, and the first thing you notice is that while he's hunched over, he's still very well built. He's still very muscular. So take that as you will. As far as whether or not his concern seems to be genuine, as far as you can tell, it is.
Gand trusts Gand's instincts. Gand had a theory, and that theory is not being corroborated by the evidence in front of Gand, so Gand will ignore that theory for the moment. The truth will always out. What are you doing with that threat?
I am using it narratively speaking.
All right.
So, Reed just leans back and starts sipping on his tea.
I must say, I'm curious how clone troopers both came to be here and came to become permanent residents here.
Are you asking about the last battle this battleship ever saw?
I suppose I am.
Well, there's too much to really get into without boring you with all sorts of details and the minutiae of the mission. But the long and short of it was we were asked to come out here and take over this battleship. We don't know exactly why. It's a remote target, not a terribly important military target. But we came, we fought our battle, we lost many people, and when the smoke cleared, I think we all just decided we were tired of fighting. Just laid down our weapons and veered off course and hid out here. It's not gonna say it hasn't been difficult keeping up truce with the people that we'd once tried to kill, but it's been a good life for the most part. Leans back and sips more tea.
Gand does have a question.
He nods.
Gand would be interested in why the droids that attacked Gand and his captain and associates were calling out for the Jedi.
So this is where I'm going to kind of carry over your success for that perception roll. So Reed kind of stiffens in place ever so slightly at the mention of Jedi. And it takes him roughly half a second to regain his composure before he says, well, as far as I can tell, the droids were programmed to kill Jedi. Like you said, if they're falling back on old programming, then that would be the programming they'd fall back on. You can't change your programming no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you wish it wasn't there, no matter how strong you think you are. That program is always there under the surface, and eventually you'll succumb to it. The other clones start to look very, very sad at this point. Most of you probably don't notice it, but Cabin certainly does, since he was the one that rolled perception. The old clone just leans back, sips some more tea to punctuate his sentence.
Gand would like to extend an apology for finding some sort of nerve. Gand was unaware this would have such a reaction.
The old clone chuckles and says, it's the past. It's water under the bridge, you know. You can also kind of tell he's lying.
You cut off for me right before you said what. You could tell he was.
You could tell he was lying.
All right.
So, anything else I can do for you, gents?
Ultimately, I don't think it's going to be a very serious, what do you ultimately think is going to be happening tomorrow on the docks?
Circle Master, your mic is cutting in and out and giving lots of static.
Yeah, I've got some wires tangled up. I'm trying to mute myself. Sorry.
Oh, okay, no problem. Just wanted to make sure you knew. I'm sorry, Rambo, what was that you said?
Oh, I was about to ask him about his feeling. It's going to be like what he expects.
So yeah, what he's expecting, he leans back, and you notice that his hand is subtly straying to his hip before he folds his arms across his chest. Well, more than likely, what I think is going to happen, there's going to be a lot of talk and not a lot of action. But there is the possibility that what you gents saw the other day, or sorry, earlier today, is just a prelude to what's coming.
Could anyone be on both sides? Like, could someone on one of the two sides stand to gain anything from that?
You're asking Reed?
It's more like a rhetorical question
Oh.
here. It's like, well, if someone is trying to play like some sort of like espionage game here of false flags and everything, and then using something very sensitive like the Jedi, it is a very serious cause for concern.
Yeah, that it is. Invoking the Jedi after all this time, not entirely sure what that could be. If sorry, real quick, Circle Master, if you're wondering how much knowledge you would have on that, you're certainly welcome to make a lore roll.
Well, not so much in terms of roles, but like, presumably if he's on Coruscant for the Order 66 and everything, then he would have heard the Emperor speaking about the Jedi betraying them and attacking and all that stuff. But I don't know how much would be appropriate for him to know based on personal experience, I guess.
Well, so how old were you when you were on Coruscant?
Like, he grew up there.
So you how but I mean how
until
old?
his father was killed for knowing too much and he had to flee. So at whatever point in time would be appropriate. I'm not sure exactly how many years it's been or how much time has passed.
Well, I guess how old is your character? That would be the
I was
first one.
picturing like mid-20s.
Oh, mid-20s?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you definitely would have been on Coruscant during Order 66. But
I mean, you can give me a lore roll for how much you knew about that period in time. Oops. Sorry.
Oh, is it?
It was one of them
Nothing
was
right
upgraded.
difficulty.
Sorry.
Oh,
Just try that again. Okay, better. Um.
That's
So, yeah, you would have known the basics about what happened during this time. You would have known that um, the Jedi were called traitors by the Galactic Senate, and they were hunted down. And if you think it makes sense for you to know a little bit more with those three successes, certainly can. So
yeah. That is a detail that is pretty relevant.
yeah, and then to answer Circle Master's point about um, when this game is set. It's set very somewhere between episode 4 and 5. So Alderaan has been blown up, and the Death Star has been blown up, and now the Empire is dogging the rebellion all over the galaxy.
okay.
So, did anyone have any other questions?
I look to the rest. Do they have any?
Seems like that's a no.
So he Reed slowly stands up, leaning heavily on his cane, and says,
If you gentlemen don't mind, I'm gonna go get some rest. It's been a long day harvesting crops for this old clone.
Okay, well, have a good day, Reed.
I'll see you all tomorrow at the summit.
so he is helped by two of the other clones off into another room, and the fourth clone escorts you out of the complex. So you're all now standing outside the clone living quarters.
Well, I don't much fancy waiting until tomorrow to present the compromise proposal. I would rather bring the two heads together, see if they can come to an agreement in private so that they can present it at this summit.
Sounds a lot better to get them to do it right away, especially because there's going to be lots of accusations on both sides. We just awakened a hornet's nest.
Let's see if we can make that happen then.
All right. So who are you going to speak with first?
Well, since we're in Carbon Town half of the ship, probably.
So we're off to try and meet with the Neboidian lady again.
Yes.
Yeah. So you track down Rutho, and she is standing with a small contingent of security guards. She sees you and gives you a curt nod and says, I hope your conversation with the clones was advantageous.
Gand would like to know if you knew that they were planning to make an appearance at your summit.
She looks a little surprised and then shakes her head. No, I was not aware of that.
Then consider yourself informed.
She nods and bows. Thank you. I appreciate that forewarning.
Gand would like to introduce Marcus to take the floor to explain Marcus's plan.
So she looks over to Marcus.
Well, we believe that we have a compromise solution that we hope would be agreeable to both sides. And personally, I feel that if we could present that to you and brain is not working because
And the droid counterpart who is Scud.
yes, Scud, thank you. To see if you can agree on this, then it can be presented tomorrow to the summit rather than trying to address it in front of everyone amidst who knows how many competing voices.
So she nods and says, well, and so this is where I think if you're going to convince her, you're going to need to do a diplomacy check, or sorry, a negotiation check. So she says, I understand the desire to get this taken care of as quickly as possible. However, the rushing towards a goal is a surefire way to miss the mark. We must all be prepared, especially now knowing that there is hostility in the air. I can think of no one else that would have sent those attack droids if were it not Scott's people.
Which is why Gand remains unconvinced. From Gand's perspective, the fact that the droids attacked us means the only culprit Gand would consider to be unlikely as a culprit would be the king of the droids.
And as you say, hostility is in the air. That is why I wish to present this compromise solution more quickly so that you will have time to prepare any sort of public statement you plan to make at the summit.
So, what I need someone to do is make a negotiation check.
Sure, I will. Let me just explain how we
don't
can
want-
do this. It doesn't need to be something like in ink per se, but it can be a tentative agreement to continue these sorts of negotiations at a later date.
Yeah.
And just come to that could even be an agreement. So I can roll negotiations for us.
Alright.
What's the difficulty?
I have it set.
Cool. I'm gonna upgrade.
All
And
right.
then, reflected on my side.
Okay. And Ronnie, whenever you are. All right. What do you want to do with all that advantage? because essentially she's going to say no. We need time to prepare. Especially given that there has been an attack. There have been 2 attacks on organics
Sorry, 1 second.
since your arrival.
I hit an upgrade. I hit 1 extra yellow dice instead of upgrade. Like I should only have 4.
Okay.
Let me just re-roll that. It'll just be. It won't be a success. I probably.
Oh.
Oh, that's cooler. That is way cooler.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
still not a
Better.
success.
It's still a no.
So that is there are no successes, but there is a triumph and there is a despair. And since the triumph and the despair do not cancel out, that means they both.
It's espionage time.
So they both apply. So tell me what you want to do with the triumph.
Oh man. Oh god. I think I got an idea. This is if it's okay with you, GM. Despair and Triumph both applying is. I'm hearing something along the lines of. Are you hearing a sort of beeping going on? Sort of like we noticed there's a bomb or something, but it isn't like confirmed it's a bomb yet. Do we do that, GM?
I like that better than what I was thinking.
I would like to hear what you were thinking.
No.
But as a sidebar,
No, I'll tell you guys later. Because it was something I wasn't going to tell you right away. It was going to be a hidden situation. Yeah. There you do as you're negotiating, you stop just long enough for there to be a little beep heard in the background.
You heard that? There's a beep. Okay.
Gand is going to what is the Alright, so Gand's scanner goggles do not help his perception check, but Gand would like to make a perception check to locate a potential bomb.
Yeah, perception as well for me, I guess. I
Um,
tried, but
let me. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, ready whenever you guys are.
what's the difficulty?
It is 2 purple and a red.
Take 2 boost die from Kaban, or 1 boost die. However you, as the GM, want to rule that. I want to pass those advantages as helping Kaizen.
Okay, so yeah, you're. I guess, however you want to describe it.
So, Kaban goes and begins. Kaban goes and begins using his scanner goggles and just generally his his natural ability to find things to try and locate an omen pointing him in the correct direction, and in doing so, basically would clear a path so that Kaizen had somewhere. Kaizen had a more accurate place to look.
Well, it didn't help very much.
Yeah, that's why I kind of stalled out as I was saying it.
Yes. I guess I gotta have to fly up, don't I?
So yeah, if you want to pass those advantages along to someone else.
Yeah, whoever goes next is taking all 4. So
So yeah, you start what, pinpointing it a little bit closer. Like, I think it's over here. It's in the ductwork.
I have a dumb question.
There are no dumb questions, but go ahead.
Could I make a knowledge warfare roll to think of likely suspects? or where to place a bomb in the immediate vicinity?
That's not a dumb question.
That's not a dumb question. I would say you could use
Or knowledge underworld?
here. So here. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say no. Give it a shot. I will say the difficulty is. I am going to increase the difficulty by a setback because I don't think it's exactly the right skill for that. And I'm also going to. Well, I mean, are you going to upgrade it?
No.
I will upgrade.
And I'm not using these blue dice because I'm not rolling perception.
No, I think you should.
Or I should?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're literally to the next roll. Period.
Yeah.
So how many?
4.
Is it 4?
Yeah, because I'm not giving them to a specific person. I'm giving them to the next person to act.
I didn't roll them great.
You didn't roll
Let me see.
the boost die, so roll those for boost.
Bang, it's a bang EED space 4B.
Roll the difficulty again. Great.
No.
Trying to use the sheet to do it, and it's not working.
So the answer is that's really still only one failure, but you have an additional advantage.
I'm also supposed to be removing a black die because of a career thing. It looks like you didn't do that unless you added 2 setbacks.
I added 1. So really 2 advantage, and
Okay, then it's gonna look like the really do not like dogpiling skills, but we'll see what happens.
oh yeah.
Oh my god!
Well, that's
Well,
because I
There's no
reset it.
difficulty.
Hang on a second. Oops, wrong thing. So let's see. This is going to be. Was it 1 now? All right. So the net ends up 2 successes and 1 advantage. Still an excellent roll.
Yes, I guess I checked the duck because I'm small and all that. I see the bomb. I guess I gotta use the advantage to let the rest of the party know, and then yes, a bomb.
So yeah, you see a little gonk droid that its entire body has been replaced with a very obvious bomb, and it is beeping as it kind of bops around inside the ductwork.
Guys, help. I relay all the information, and then I let them ask if they can help me here as I'm trying to crawl slowly away. This thing is coming toward me.
No, it's kind of just toddling around in circles.
Does it have a display on it with a countdown?
It does not.
They did not think to put that in.
Ged would
And I
assume
roll
that the
computers or
bomb would.
mechanics to disarm the gun.
Since it doesn't look like there's an interface with it, you can try mechanics.
And let me know when the difficulty set.
Are you going to upgrade it?
Can you like
This
get
one I
everyone
think I
else out of the room
will
first?
upgrade.
Gand will clear the room.
Yeah. So Rutho and her security detail look very flustered at this, as well they should. So the difficulty is set. There's 1 setback. I don't know if you can remove a setback for mechanics rolls.
Not for mechanics.
Okay.
Just for knowledge.
So there it is. Set. Oh, and you're upgrading? All right.
Yeah, it said I was.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Are you upgrading on your end? I mean, on your side of the G.
Yeah, I don't normally have 3 yellows. I took that into account.
Gotcha. All right. Okay, so it's a well. Actually, yeah. You go ahead and describe what you do. You disarm it.
Basically, if it's walking in circles, there must be something wrong with the legs. So I flip it over, start assembling or disassembling from underneath until I come to the bomb part, and basically very carefully pull that out and dismantle it.
So you basically, as you're pulling the bomb part out, you just keep taking it part after part after part out of it until the entire upper portion of the gonk droid is just a hollow shell. So it appears that you have successfully disarmed the bomb. It was, from what you saw, it was remarkably crude and not very well put together. But it definitely looked like it would have had like an incredible explosion.
Oh yeah, Gand has dibs on these.
We are not becoming those sorts of people, okay, Gan?
No, Gand is going to take the explosives that would otherwise have been used to blow us up, and Gand is going to keep them for a rainy day. That rainy day might involve an Imperial patrol. Gand does not know yet.
Or might involve your mark that you might just decide to use explosives to just settle the thing.
Gand does not get paid if Gand does not return what needs to be found.
I thought it was dead or alive.
Gand does not take bounties for death.
Well, now we know. So
He's a finesman, not a killman.
He's a finesman, not a takesman.
not a Kingsman, that's for sure. Okay. Marcus, can you figure out who sent the droid? Like, does it have a recording?
Well, I can tell you right now, it wasn't the clones.
Because if it was the clones, we'd all be dead.
Well, they would have done a better job of making a bomb.
Would the droids also not have done a better job of making a bomb?
No, did you see the
Depending on
prequels?
how much access they have to the separatists, military subroutines, they probably would have. But it's up in the air how much they actually retain from it. Yeah, is there a way I can, like, grab out the CPU or some part of the droid to interface for computers to see if it has a black box or something else that would tell me when this happened?
Let's see.
It has a keylogger built in.
It does, as part of its various parts, there is a sort of brain or memory bank that you can access. But given the age and state of disrepair, and the fact that it looks like it's been cobbled together from several different types of droid, it's going to be tricky. So I've set the difficulty for mechanics. Do you want to upgrade?
No.
Okay, I shall upgrade. Okay, so difficulty set if you want to roll mechanics. One setback for it being really old. Anything you want to do with all that advantage? You can't tell where it came from, but it wasn't a complete failure.
So what if in the course of examining I find like some physical evidence, some trace, or at least some kind of clue, maybe a part that was left
Its
in,
registration number so that we can check the
Yeah.
database, see when it
Something
went
like
missing
that.
and all that.
Okay, so basically you're using the advantage for a clue that would give you some sort of idea where it came from.
Yeah.
All right, so
It's not like a direct lead, but it's like it's like, oh, yeah, we weren't able to get what we want, but maybe we can investigate down a different route.
okay, gotcha. So when you're examining the brain, you're going through its archives, and you're not finding anything. It looks like there was some sort of failsafe put in place on it, but you do see you're about to give up when you notice something about its legs. Its legs seem to have magnetic clamps on them, as if it was a unit designed for working in a low to zero gravity environment.
But at least points us to part of Synthberg. Fortunately, it's the part with no atmosphere.
Yeah, perhaps, or it just might have been taken from Synthberg to be repurposed.
In any case,
So at this point, Rutho shows back up, or kind of moves over to you and says, I can see no other possibility of what could have happened other than this was an attempt on my life by the droid occupants of the station.
Or on ours.
yeah, it seems
Yeah.
far more likely it was an attempt on our lives.
Gand believes that if it were an attempt on your life, it might not be the droids that are doing it.
Let me real quick retcon something. I want to do something else with all that advantage. When Marcus was fiddling around inside of it, you found a very, very, very tiny shard of some sort of crystal that was embedded in the droid central processing unit.
Does that crystal react to any of the wizard?
No. It just seems to be a little piece of crystal. Like it's a sliver. It's like a fingernail clipping in size.
It would need to be examined with some sort of instruments, probably, to learn anything from it.
Some sort of forensics kit, perhaps?
Look at the
Have you got
eyes
one of
light
those?
up on Gan.
Spoken like a hammer looking for a nail.
Exactly.
Look, the Gand has a forensics kit, and we've had a mystery, but I haven't been able to collect physical evidence from any.
There you go.
I'm gonna go and try to calm Rufo down. State that yes, this might have been it, but we can't be so hasty. It just seems very convenient that it's now happening the day before the summit, especially. So, what can I do to calm her down? Charm test.
Yeah, that's versus cool, right? Actually,
Yeah.
I think she's a calm enough person that she's going to see the wisdom in your words.
Okay, yeah, because I also forgot I have noble regalia. So, downgrade the difficulty of all social checks to interact with nobility or subordinates at once. So yeah, I'm just gonna say that it's like, okay, we're gonna try to look this up. We have some sort of leads. If anything, you have our comm codes. We'll get in contact with you, but be extra careful. And I guess Gan is getting his what's the brand name of that forensics kit?
It is
The Bad
the
Lieutenant
kit-
Chu Port of Call, New Orleans forensics kit.
Okay, great.
It's the take a gander forensics.
Are you going
It
to?
is the is the Take a Gander forensics kit. It's the official kit of the.
It's got a chibi Gan.
Yes, this is now canon. All right, so are you gonna upgrade?
What are we looking at in terms of?
2 light
Before
side.
he rolls, can I do a leadership test to give him boost dice?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and try and inspire the morale of your people after an attempt on their life.
Yes, unit ready check and all that, right?
Oh, hang on a second. Because it's no dice or no difficulty, right?
No, it's average.
Oh, so 2.
It's always average, yeah.
All right. Ready whenever you are. Nice.
Oh, cool.
God.
Gan is motivated. Especially because now he's like, now I get to be a CSI.
Look. Here's the thing about Gand is that Gand is good at shooting like animals and beasts, and doing some detective work. And Gand has not had an opportunity to do that in a while.
Yeah. So.
Gand is pleased.
All right. So what you're let me make sure you're doing this right. You're wanting to do a perception check to see what type of crystal it is using your take a gander forensic science kit.
Well, Gand was going to go over the physical evidence remaining of the entire unit, and also I was gonna try and get that crystal and see if that crystal is anything, or if there is anything else of
Okay.
if there's any other physical evidence left behind.
So the crystal's going to be its own roll because it is very different from the rest of it.
All right, so the crystal's gonna be the first roll, and then the crystal will be what I will use a destiny point.
Okay, so are you upgrading on your end, or you want me to do it on mine?
I will upgrade on my end.
All right, so you're using a light side. I'm going to use a dark side. So 1 upgrade on both point. So go ahead and roll whenever you're ready.
You forgot your die.
Oh, I did!
Yeah, all right. Was that 2 boosts?
It's B, right?
I believe, yeah, B. Oh, hang on. Now I'm ready.
Jesus.
Okay, so what I'm going to say with that advantage, I'm going to take that one.
I was going to say Gand does not have the kit to analyze the crystal as a material, but Gand would like to get a fingerprint off of it.
I'll do you one better. Okay, there are no fingerprints on it. But the main thing that I want to tell you with that advantage is that if you found more of these, you're almost certain that you could determine their composition within a day at most.
Alright, so it's more that the sample size is too small.
Considerably, yes.
Well then, should we check out the droids that attacked us earlier?
Gand is going to check the... is this going to... Oh, wait, no! No, that doesn't change anything. My kit gives me a, success that I forgot to... But that just zeroes it out.
Yeah.
But I am going to just do a perception test of the droid to try and find any other physical evidence.
Okay, I have the difficulty set. Oh, was that what you just rolled?
Oh man, I forgot to take one of the. I forgot to take those boost die away. So it's only 2 advantages and 1 failure.
Okay. So yeah, you don't find anything else beyond what has already been determined. It comes from an area with 0 or low gravity.
So yeah. Well, yeah, Gand was not able to find physical evidence there, but if Captain Asif wants us to go see if we can't uncover more physical evidence at the scene of with the first droids, perhaps Ruth Amdu can take us to where you took those droids that attacked.
I think she can just give us a security guard to show us the way and we get this going. Time's of the essence,
Yeah,
especially with the conference.
She nods and says, "Yes, I must prepare my notes. Everything has been thrown into chaos. I now no longer know what to expect."
I think try to expect the best in people. That's it.
So she nods and takes her leave of you, and one of her Nemoidian security guards says, "This way, please." And he starts walking you through the section of Carbon Town. And after about an hour of walking, you all arrive at what amounts to be a storage room that looks like it's been largely unused. And on one set of metal shelves, you see the scrapped droids.
So what is the check to go digging through those, looking for more or larger of these crystals?
Go ahead and give me a perception roll with that forensics kit.
Unless Kaizen has got some.
Nope. I've rolled my force dice 4 times this session and got nothing but fucking dark side. So
Dark side seems to be clouding the ship.
Yeah, this is why Gand is waiting until his force rating is 2 before he starts relying on the signs exclusively. So I'm going to upgrade it on my side. And is the difficulty ready?
It is.
So that is 2 successes, 2 threats.
Okay, so I'm going to use the threats narratively. So you don't find any shards on these droids, but what you do find is that, like the others, they also come from an area with low or 0 grav. They've just got weighted feet units. But other than that, their processing units seem to have been fried in the battle.
So all of these have been done. All of these have been done in no atmosphere 0G.
Oh, let me also say, yeah, I'll confirm that. No atmosphere. You couldn't really tell that before, but the lack of wear and tear on these droids, as far as just kind of like normal atmospheric effects, they're very smooth.
Gand is very aware of the differences between oxidation and non-oxidation on mechanical items.
Perfect.
Being that Gand does not have to worry about atmosphere. So everything about these is pointing towards them being the result of the droids constructing them. And is there any reason, like, Gan and I really don't want to believe the droids are trying to kill him. But the evidence is mounting.
Here's the problem. You're thinking the droids as one singular unit. What makes you think they all agree with each other?
That is a very good point, Captain. We will need to find out about the factionalism within the droid before moving forward.
This is also something along the lines of, this could also go back with the living people on the ship as well. They may submit to Rufo, but they may also want the gun for her position too. So they could use this as a false flag. So along the lines of, we'll try to keep the ship together, all of that. But now they're in charge. So.
Yes, it could just be some group of people who are tired of nothing happening and see this as a way to make something happen.
Exactly.
Well, Gand believes we have very little time to start trying to figure out the political lay of the land. So Gand would like to ask our security guard escort, what's up, fellow kid?
I'm sorry, I don't understand your question.
So, Gand understands that any society does not contain a simple singular pole of power. Gand would like to know who would have reason to disagree with, Rutho Amdu and her methodology from any direction. As security, Gand assumes you would have particular knowledge of this and threats.
What kind of social role are you going to try on him? He seems like he's
ask Gand to make a social role.
Yeah, he's kind of looking at you like he's not entirely sure what to make of this.
Gand would like to roll streetwise, but all of Gand's like presence-based skills are 1 green. So
I think I can handle this. So I'll go ahead and take charge from our little Gand friend, as he just seems to be.
It's okay to let people fail at things.
Yeah, no, I'm actually deeply, deeply invested. It's like, Gand does not have presence. Please let me fail at this. I don't know. Is it leadership? Is it negotiation?
What?
Honestly, it's a little bit of charm. It's charm.
It's charm? Alright, hang on a second. Charm is opposed by cool.
Gand is trying to, like, say, you're a security guard, you know what's going on, you know what threats there would be to Rutho Amdu.
Alright, difficulty is set.
Gand's gonna roll. Actually, you know what? Gand is just gonna roll.
Alright. Whenever you're ready.
Big money, no whammies, no whammies. Stop.
So
Actually, oh man. So I have another item. I got an item. Since this is doable, so I have a military field manual. And I would like to use, and Gand received this from a from a mercenary company Gand was working for, and Gand would like to use some of the advice he gleaned from it on how to interact with the civilian security to get a boost.
Yeah, cool. So like you're fiddling around with the manual like some tourist trying to translate something as you're doing it. So yeah, go ahead and give me a boost on that.
Well, part of it is that, part of it is Gand's like, oh, Gand remembers an actual thing that Gand should say from the book. Let Gand.
Yeah,
Yes, my dog.
All right.
Oh no!
That's a blank.
Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, he says, look, I'm really not at privilege to discuss some of these matters. But what I can tell you is that we are, as far as we know, we have after the last battle, our core of engineers and programmers spearheaded the effort to give the droids a degree of sentience. So we understand their programming. It is possible for there to, because he overheard some of your talking. It would be possible for some of them to have split from the main group. But as of yet, we have not categorized any potential threats from droid splinter groups.
Gand would like to offer baseless speculation, but Gand would like to ask about any threat that the clones would possess. The clones were a bit jumpy and were interested in tomorrow's proceeding.
Why don't you give me that charm roll again?
Gand needs to stop talking!
No, talk more. Lean into the failure.
Yeah, you're
Is difficulty ready?
ready. There you go. Let's see.
Can Gand take those 2 threats as strain?
Yeah, I can't think of anything better to do with it. So, well, yeah. How do you want to say you strained talking?
So, Gand, basically, as this conversation has continued, and Gand has had to keep, Gand has had to start thinking more and more about, oh wait, no, I'm not, I can't just end this conversation by punching this man. I have to, actually think and talk. Oh man, give me a second. Gand cannot just punch this man. Gand must think and talk and use all of the tricks that Gand has watched the captain speak. Gand has begun basically giving Gand a minor anxiety attack, trying to keep up with the complicated tactics of communication.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So, as you're stressing out over this, the security guard says, it is well known that the clones are wary of the droids, first and foremost, but they are also wary of the other citizens of Carbon Town. After all, they were sent here to kill us, to a man. So it does stand to reason that they could always become a threat again. However, it has been long enough that we feel if they would have done something, they would have done it by now.
More importantly, didn't they also help get everything set up for everyone else too?
And they continue to help, yes.
So them just deciding to just start doing that would just be very out of character. So.
It does not seem like something we think that they would do. It is clear where the threat is coming from. We are convinced that it is the droid denizens of Synthberg.
You truly believe that Scott is going to authorize this? Like he authorized this to happen?
If he did not authorize it, he allowed it to happen.
Or maybe he's not even in control of everything, and there's been splintering in that group for a long time. We had saw that with the Starfighters earlier in the day too. Oh my goodness, what a busy day!
A lot has been going on today.
Yes. If we have nothing here, I suggest we get some calf and get going because this is going to be a very long night.
Yes, I can provide you with the caffeinated beverage you wish.
Yeah, you know, coffee.
So he goes off, or I guess he gets on his comm and says, I want, he turns back to you, how many of you want calf?
Gand.
Yes, yes. What do you want in your coffee, guy? The point at Gand. Is he like 8 creams, 8 sugars here?
Actually, yes.
Yeah, you're what, basically a fly?
Yes. Gand is basically a fly, and Gand also respires through what Gand eats. So lots of sugars to metabolize and lots of things to convert into breathable gases.
Is cornstarch okay?
For sweetener?
Gand is fine.
Yeah, Kazan will just say, "I'll have one with everything."
Yes. He speaks into the comm and says, yes, I need 4 coffees, or 4 calves with everything.
I'll make mine black.
Sorry, 1 black.
Make it 2.
2 black. So with your calf order in, it takes just a couple minutes for someone to come by on a little the Star Wars equivalent of a go-kart or golf cart, and hand you your drinks. And I guess as you're drinking, you can make plans for the next step in your investigation.
Okay, if we go to this straight to Scud, he's gonna also... It's gonna be very hard to read him because he's a droid, so we're gonna have to take his word at face value, but perhaps we can be sort of neutral interlocutors and try to look up where these missing droids came from and investigate from there. Probably some sort of a quartermaster system they set up to delegate tasks. That would be.
Gand recalls that the king of the droids and the administrator of the carbon-based life forms, one or both of them did mention a quartermaster.
Where's the other 3/4?
There are 2 quartermasters, so the other half, yes.
Yes, there must only be one.
So yeah, each side of the ship has its own quartermaster. The Carbon Town people have their own person who looks after their supplies, and the Synthberg side has its own supply master.
Is there any sort of serial numbers or something you can see on those explosives, Gan, so we can see if we can get those tracked in the database?
Come again?
If this explosives come from the ship, it would have been logged.
Oh
Or
yes,
it
no,
can-
we should definitely be able to find out from these explosives that we have where they came from, if only by their absence in a location where they should be.
Yes. So unless it's
Gand would recommend we do not bring up that we have the explosives until we are looking for them.
no, we instead say we're doing spot checks. We're just here trying to make sure everything is fine. If anything, if we can get some sort of authority to give us a permission to, it would go a lot more smoother, wouldn't it, Gan?
Gand agrees. Gand thinks that we should be able to leverage the King of the Droids into allowing us to take a poke around.
Yes, and I think we can actually get Rufo's agreement to have us be a sort of investigators here.
I'm never going to get to propose this compromise. I might. One chance to get public.
Well, here's the big thing. We're not going to get off the ship if they start killing each other, so we need to make sure we stop that before it happens.
Gand would very much like to prevent bloodshed from happening at this wonderful, wonderful place that seems also like hell to be living on.
Why did you call it wonderful? Well then, I guess we'll go ask, we'll hit the comlink, ask Rufo for permission. We're going to be doing some investigations. If we can have your authority that we are doing this on your behalf, this would be beneficial for us on, especially when we head into, say, Droid Town and all that.
So who are you asking this?
1 second, I need to get the name. Rutho Amdu.
Okay, so you're talking with her first, basically asking for her blessing, right?
Yes, basically the dispensation.
Okay, so you speak with her, and she looks like she is deep in the middle of working up several proposals for the summit tomorrow. But she still gives you a moment and says, yes, if you were to find out the truth of this, whatever it may be, it would definitely help the situation considerably. I hope that we are wrong, but every bit of intel that we have says that this is an attack by Synthberg.
Mm-hmm. Well done. Thank you. If there's nothing else, we'll dismiss her.
Okay. So she bows to you and gets back to her work.
Okay, gang. Everything points to it being on the droids so far, so we're gonna head to Droid Town to check, or do you have any other sort of ideas? Or does Gan want to take some peyote and see if he can find it?
Gand wants to check the omens, as Gan's instincts say that things are too cleanly pointing towards the droid.
Yes, magic peyote time.
Unfortunately, we are not on an actual living thing, so Gand is going to have to get a
He's gonna have to find a rug.
well, normally Gand would shoot down a bird and eviscerate that bird to see what the signs say. But right now, we're on a space station.
A big space rat runs by and then pauses to look at you.
Ah. Is Gand going to shoot this rat?
Is that a rhetorical question?
Gand is going to shoot this rat.
Yes, it was.
Gand is using the stun setting on his rifle.
Difficulty set. It's just short range.
Choom.
So it's going to be 10 stun damage.
Yeah, thereabouts.
All right. Pierce 1, so it's single point of soak is bypassed. So yeah, basically the rat just looks at you, screeches, and then falls over with its little legs twitching.
So yeah, so
Look away, sensitive viewers.
Look away, sensitive viewers, as it's time to perform Aguari. So yeah, so as is tradition of a proper Aguari, is a single strike of the knife down the opposite the spine, followed by I really hope this button does just roll the force die, because I don't know how to do it otherwise.
I think it's exclamation EED space 1W.
All right, that'll work. That'll work. So yeah, let me get my role play out of the out of this before I cut open this rat before I figure out what it means. So yeah, so the rat is alive before the knife goes in through the throat, killing the rat, bringing the blade down, opening it up, and then, based on the innards of the rat, will tell me what direction to follow to see where this. Oh, I'm also doing this all on top of the explosives, by the way. I have set the stunned rat on top of the explosives. Gonna cut the rat open, and then whichever direction it tells me to go, I will go.
Oh, I am leaning over with a chem stick in my hand and making a bunch of marks on the surface of the. What are you doing this on top of, like a box or something?
This is in the floor. This is in the floor of the room where the bomb was.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna make a bunch of marks, like symbols and stuff like that, around the rat on the floor, as if we've done this before. And yeah, I'm gonna be like making like gestures with my hands and stuff, that not getting in your way directly.
So,
and then I'd like to make a
an
proceed.
augury.
I'm assisting in the augury. Thank you very much. Also, I would like to make a foresee.
Okay, so
At that light side, because I wanted you to succeed.
So, first question first. Cabin, do you want to use that dark side?
Gand cannot use that dark side. Gand needs at least two of a at least 2 points to use the secret.
Gotcha. All right. So for Kaizen's vision, you're just looking one day within your personal history, right?
Yeah, it's something in the next 24 hours, and it doesn't have to be relevant to what I'm looking at. It's just something that is up to you narratively.
Okay. So your vision is at a Dutch angle, which is odd. It's also your vision is also motionless. You're just seeing forward. There's nothing but smoke. As the smoke starts to fade just a little bit, you see several blaster bolts shooting out of the darkness. You then see a large metallic foot step into view right in front of you. And then you see it advancing away from you, followed by several other droids. And then from the fog or smoke, whichever it is, you see another army of droids advancing. Blasters going everywhere. And then your vision ends.
I will turn to Caben and say, I see civil war amongst the droids.
Then to the droids we should go.
Now, this is the point where the kids can come back.
Yeah, this is the point where
we're done with the rat. The rat scampered off happily back to its rat wife and kids.
The rat was very useful. The rat did a good day's work.
Yep. So everyone liked the rat, and it's going to live a long, healthy life. Wink to the camera. All right.
On a moisture farm. Where you can run and play with other rats.
Or it's going to get bullseyed by Luke in a T-16.
No, he had such a good life ahead of him. All right.
Oh, we just said the
First of
sequence
his
after.
family to graduate from Yale, and then he gets shot down. It'll be like in Boys in the Hood.
So wait, are we talking rat Yale or space Yale?
Space rat Yale.
Shit. Yeah, that's that is exactly it.
Prestigious.
All right. So the plan is now to go back to Synthberg.
Yep, we're going to Synthberg.
All right. So this time the citizens of Carbontown offer you a ride on their little golf cart, and it takes 2 golf carts, I guess, for all of you. But you get back to the. It's a checkpoint that you imagine will probably soon become a demilitarized zone if things keep going the way they're going. But you get to the checkpoint and you're greeted by just some B1 battle droid with a mob. It says, "Hi, how are you?" What can I help you with?
Oh, nothing much. We just need to head over to the quartermaster right now for Synthberg.
The quartermaster?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get clearance. Hang on a minute. He kind of like cocks his head to one side, and you hear a series of ones and zeros coming out of his mouth.
What is he saying?
Those of you that recognize or that understand binary, he's saying, "Hey, yeah, the visitors want to check out or want to talk to the Carbon Master." Yeah, I know. I told them I had to check the clearance. Yeah, can I get clearance? Can they get clearance? The visitors. Yeah. Okay. So he turns back to you and says, right this way. So,
Okay, cool.
yep, after that anticlimax, he takes you to a small section near the back of the ship, not too far from the checkpoint. And you're walked into a small office. It looks like it was once some other room, impossible to say, but now it's been converted into an office with one tiny desk, a terminal, and a couple of filing cabinets. The droid sitting behind the desk is an old super battle droid. And when he sees you, he says, "Hello, and welcome to the quartermaster's office. How may I, the quartermaster, aid you?"
We need to be, we need to do like a sort of spot check on all inventory, all of that. And we just been tasked with that, so if you could be able to help us with that, that would just be so grand.
Who tasked you with that?
Gand should point out to the captain that there have been a number of strange incidents involving us getting attacked, and we have been investigating these occurrences, and Rutho Amdu has accepted us investigating these mysteries.
All right, so
We would greatly appreciate your help
so I'm
to
going to
investigate.
I'm going to need some sort of social check on this one,
Okay.
because technically speaking, you do not have access or clearance.
No, but I can try to charm him and get him to see if he'll be willing to budge. It's along the lines of yes, but it's also along the lines of it'd go a lot more smoother if we just get this going. You know how these sorts of things are.
All right,
Everything's fine.
are you going to update or upgrade?
Nah.
I-
I'm upgraded.
I am, because I want to give you a point back. So difficulty
Okay,
is ready.
more important, with Gan interjecting, does that give me a boost?
Yeah, we can have a boost.
Okay, cool. Let's see.
All right, you charm the pants off the droid. So
Yes, he does mention that he likes to use only the finest military grade polish that he's able to keep for himself.
yeah, he does look. His carapace looks really shiny. As you mentioned, his sheen. His body posture seems to stand up more straight. He says, "Thank you for noticing. I appreciate it. So many people do not appreciate a good polish. I like to treat myself, you know? I can
We
tell."
all know there's a certain point when you need to spoil yourself. Don't feel.
Yes, of course. Well, you all seem like trustworthy types. What can I help you with?
We just need to check up the database logs, ensure a sort of check with inventory, make sure everything is fine. I'm sure.
Gand would like
You can
to
direct us
fully
to
inspect
go.
the inventory as
Hmm?
Gand believes that we should, along with we should physically inspect various inventories to see if there was anything potentially gone wrong.
Okay, I can grant you access to the computer system for 5 minutes, and I can allow you 5 minutes to look at the physical inventory. But if I do any more than that, I'm going to get in trouble with my supervisor.
Gand would like to know who your supervisor is.
My supervisor is Scod.
Fair enough.
Okay, let's get this going then. We got 5 minutes, guys. Let's make it or break it.
So who is doing what?
get on the computer, check the actual logs.
All right, so Marcus is on the computer.
I'm gonna do a leadership check because I gotta coordinate everyone here. We got 5 minutes to get this going, man.
Especially because Gand is going to be looking to see if there is... Gand is going to be looking for the physical location of where these explosives should be. Where they actually are is Gand's backpack.
Okay. So Gand is looking for through the physical stuff. Asif is looking or is coordinating everything.
Yes. So, 2 for Marcus, 2 for Gan.
Okay.
Okay. And, we got one more person not doing anything. What do you think you could?
Ah,
Oh yeah.
Kazin just arrived.
Yeah. So
Yes, reason.
long story short, they just sweet talked the super battle droid quartermaster into giving them 5 minutes. So everyone's splitting up. Asif is coordinating. Let's see. Marcus is going through the computer logs, and Cabin is going to investigate the physical inventory.
I'll definitely go with Cabin.
All right.
That's just because.
Do you have any rank of perception or a higher perception than the Gand?
I have sensory tendrils.
That just sounds so disturbing to hear.
Kinda answers my question, but not fully.
Imagine you had a casual conversation. Yeah, babe, I got some sensory tendrils, you know.
I probably wouldn't actually say that. I would probably just make them wiggle around and look at you.
She's gonna throw her drink at you.
Do you have a higher cunning than 3?
No, absolutely not.
And do you have any ranks in?
Absolutely not.
All right, so you're.
But I
giving
get a
me
boost die.
You're giving me a boost die.
Yeah, and I remove a setback.
All right. So who should we start with?
Gand has the. Actually, we should probably start with Marcus in terms of locating stuff.
All right. What do I actually get for the leadership?
Was 2 boost, right?
Yeah, Marcus got 2 boosts. Kaban got 2 boosts. That's what Asif. That's what Asif did.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade as well.
All right. Give me just a moment. All right. So it's an old terminal. Do you remove any setbacks?
No.
All right. I'm going to use a dark side point as well to upgrade on my end. So difficulty is now set. All right. Wow. Yeah. Give me just a moment.
Decker got the pay data, boys.
The planet.
All right. So, what exactly are you looking for again?
The inventory records for the parts and whatnot to see if there were any discrepancies, any editing, any kind of fingerprints of Amber.
Okay.
Or just
Also-
who did
also
it if
just
they
look-
were stupid enough to leave it in there.
Also, just locating the various parts that are needed for the Baba.
All right.
Telling the others what shelf it ought to be on.
All right. So, looking through the inventory as quick as you can, you actually don't see any parts like the ones you found. like none at all. They apparently this ship didn't use gonk droids at all, and also they don't have any modification parts for magnetic or weighted foot units.
That is
So-
very interesting.
Good. At least cuts off some stuff. So who would be using
So
gonks?
Well, I just want to get some clarity. There were never 0G droid parts on a droid carrier ship.
Not for those models. There were some let's see, what would they be called? The like the swarm droids, I think, would have been
Buzzer
used.
droids?
Buzz droids.
Yeah, they were used to repair the ship. But yeah, they never had any 0G parts. And part of the thing you found out through the search was the ship, while it's a droid carrier ship, a vast majority of it was populated by beings that needed atmosphere and preferred gravity. So there was no real need to sink the cost into lots of 0G equipment, because most of the ship was supposed to have gravity and atmosphere at some point or another.
And if anything had been brought on board at a later date by the droids, they would have entered it via their droid quartermaster, presumably.
Presumably. And the last thing I'll tell you that you find, there does not appear to be any fragmentation on the system's archives, which means that at no point was anything deleted, and there's also no tool for defragmentation on this particular model.
So basically, no signs of tampering.
None that you can see.
Aha. So digital logs, but does it match with the physical report can?
So physical evidence search. We got 3 boost die from help. We have -1 setback die. I have that in the dice roller. Is the difficulty set other?
Well, so real quick, I will tell you that before you go in, this is not going to affect Gand, but it is going to affect Kazan. There is no atmosphere in the storage room for Synthberg.
Can I use a rebreather or something? They don't have equipment around?
You can use a light side point to say that you happen to get a rebreather from the denizens of Carbontown.
Didn't the droids give us rebreathers to make the first initial trip through this area?
Oh yeah, they did, but
We were going to
I think we returned it, didn't we?
from Droidport.
Actually, you never said you returned them, I don't think.
Yeah,
so.
they never really asked us for. They never asked for them back, and the assumption was that they would ask once we got on the ship and left.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, you have the rebreather. You go in. It's that no atmosphere in soft sci-fi where it's just really cold. So like a heavy jacket would probably be fine.
So yeah, and then the last bit is I'm going to use light side point to upgrade.
Okay.
So I have everything from the player's side prepped in the dice pool. Is the difficulty set?
I'm actually going to use a dark side point and wait. Now the difficulty set.
Oh, hold on. I want to do one last thing. Okay, never mind.
Nice. Okay, so what exactly are you looking for?
So, we have the explosives. So the look is we are looking for, aside from just taking a general quick inventory of what they've got, and keeping that in the back pocket if a shooting war starts. The big thing is we have the explosives. So we are going to look and see if we can't find, like, though we find the same style of explosive, and if they are there, and if, like, basically we're looking to see if there are explosives that have been taken out of the inventory, and then we're going to compare that to, are there explosives that have been taken out of the inventory that don't match what's happened, i.e. were they stolen?
Okay, so you are rushing through this large warehouse of various, I'd say, lesser parts. Like, these obviously aren't the big fix-it pieces for the ship, but there are lots of little pieces that the droid side of the ship would find useful. So in going through, you find the section with the boarding charges. Oh, sure. If you want to fix a ship that doesn't have a hole in it, by adding a hole, explosives would fix it.
Yeah,
Also-
let's stars. Let's put a hole on the outside.
Yeah.
Also, a very important part of construction is, in fact, the removal of the previous thing that's there.
Yes, except you hire professional demolitions crews and all of this. The ship is already made, so odds are they're not going to want to blow it up. They probably want to try to maintain it as best as possible.
They would have boarding charges, though, to blow open the hull of an unreceptive ship.
Oh yeah, or in case they need to, like, I don't know, blow off a certain part of the ship that's compromised. Yeah, but I just find it funny. It's in, like, the fix-it section.
Yeah. It's all this like welding torches or boards or sheet metal, and then all of a sudden bomb parts.
I mean, that makes sense to me. You'd want the stuff that you use day to day to be closer, and further back you can keep the munitions, because you'll know when you'll need.
Yeah. So you're browsing through the charges, and everything seems to be in place until you get to the very end, and you notice there is one spot missing. So there's an empty spot on the shelf.
I
does
look around for Lieutenant Valeri.
Does it match the explosives that I have on my person? Do those fit? I'm not going to place them there, but do they fit?
Hang on a second.
Gand is not here to return the explosives. Gand is here to find out where they came from.
Yeah, so so the charges that you're seeing, they are most of the parts that you're holding. But there are other parts that you're holding that don't quite fit, as if there is another piece. And then as you're looking at the pieces in your hands and looking at the pieces on the shelf, out of the corner of your eye, you notice that there are, this is also where they keep their stacks of spare proton torpedoes. And there appears to be one missing.
Ah.
How big are the proton torpedoes?
I'm gonna say, like, football-sized.
Okay, there's now 2 missing.
So you're
Amazing!
taking one?
I mean, it's a proton torpedo.
Are you tracking
what is the
morality,
well,
by the way?
What is the encumbrance value of the explosives I have, and what is the encumbrance value of a proton torpedo.
Please don't drop that.
Ownership is
Look.
relative.
I had look. You set the two guys with no moral, with no actual moral code into the like room full of explosives.
Excuse me. I have a moral
Not so
code.
much moral code, but my objection is we are calling attention to the inventory, and now you're tampering the inventory.
Right. It's the,
Inevitably leading suspicious upon ourselves.
no, not at all. This is actually the perfect opportunity to steal. We said there's a problem with the inventory. Some of your stuff is missing. Look, there's multiple proton torpedoes missing.
Gand sees this argument.
Also, Kazan's not even making this argument in character. He's just taking a proton torpedo.
Gand will give the Gand version of side eye as Kazan throws a proton torpedo in his bag of junk.
Please don't throw it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not throwing it, right? You're gently placing it in your bag of
I've
junk.
handled a proton torpedo before. I know what I'm doing.
Proton torpedoes need to be armed before they're dangerous.
Yes, that is correct.
But
What makes you think these droids are an armament? These are B1s.
we'll leave that. We'll leave that hanging.
You have to leg it.
We'll just leave that
The
hanging.
was just gonna roll the force side if it's dark side and it just explodes.
Let's see. Hang on.
Well, we have the evidence that we have the physical evidence that Gand was looking for.
So real quick, I'm just looking at the encumbrance for.
Are there any data cores, by the way?
You wouldn't have time to look for that as well as look for.
I would say we had 5 minutes to get
Yeah.
in, get out. This is not we don't have the time to actually search for cool stuff.
I'm just gonna say that the proton torpedo has an encumbrance of 2.
Sounds good.
What is the encumbrance of the explosives that were pulled out of that gong droid? Just for my own personal edification.
Let's see. I'd say negligible. Oh, wait, nope, never mind. 1.
Which is fine because I have I've got a backpack, some sort of weird back brace and a utility belt. I can carry quite a bit.
Alright, cool. So, do you guys want to also real quick give me a... Actually, hang on a second. With that perception roll of 5, the other thing you notice is that in the ceiling, directly above the proton torpedoes and directly above the charges, there's a dark spot in the ceiling.
Well, Gage knows where Gand is going. Kazan, head back and let them know Gand is chasing a lead.
Real quick, it's about 40 feet up.
Gand is gonna climb. Also, there's gravity, isn't there? Gand is not gonna climb, not right now.
There's light gravity, so you get a boost on your athletics roll.
Well, Gand would want to be using coordination. Athletics is alright.
If you're going, I'm going. I've got a comm link.
Gand also has a comlink.
Right. I don't have to physically... this is not the Dark Ages. I don't have to physically go there and tell them, let's just climb up there.
Gand agrees. Gand is going to inform Marcus and Captain Asif that Gand and Kazan are going to go on an adventure.
Well, so I'm going to say that it's going to have to be athletics to get up there, but once you're up there, navigating is going to be coordination, because it is not built for you to stand on.
Alright, so if it is... do you have better than 3 brawn, Kazan?
No, you go first and then pull me up. I'm bad at brawn.
Alright, so I have 3 green dice for athletics.
Hang on 1 second. I'm trying to make sure I set the difficulty. Hey, you know what? I'm just going to set it at an average roll. And don't forget, you get a boost for the gravity.
I was going to say, I'm putting the boost die on my side,
Yeah.
Yep.
and I am ready.
Ready when you are. So,
Don't forget the boost die from me helping.
I mean, yeah, you can roll it, but oh yeah, so it ends up being 1 advantage with that failure. So yeah, you try and work your way up the shelves to the area with the ceiling, but you're having a hard time. And then at a certain point, you realize if you're not careful, you're going to tip the rack with the explosives over.
Yes, Gand is climbing rack of explosives. This is interesting, and perhaps this will buy us some more time and assistance with the quartermaster. Also, there is a ladder that we can get, but it would require us to have more than 5 minutes, if that can be the advantage.
Yeah. There's actually a machine with a like one of those cherry picker machines.
Yeah, no, the thing is, though, it's like he does all of this effort and then he realizes the machine that to actually help him do the job was right by him the whole time. It's like, oh, fuck.
No, it was by the entrance. He would have had to have run all the way back, figured out how to start it, figure out how to, drive it over. And by that point, your 5 minutes is practically up.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
that's fine. Yeah, sure, I'll go and, clause this guy. Safety driver clause.
So wait, what are you trying to do?
I'm gonna go talk with the droid, let them know apparently they found something interesting in the ceiling. Seems to be that it needs to be investigated.
Oh, you found something interesting. What did you find?
Oh, they said there's something in the ceiling and they need to check it out. Apparently there's a black scorch mark.
Ah, let me come with you.
Yeah, I'll put on the rebreather. Make sure I zip up my jacket so I don't freeze to death. And we go check it out.
Come along, human nerd, he says to Marcus.
So while this is happening, Gand is going to be going through his military field manual just for flavor.
All right. So after a couple minutes, the quartermaster shows up with Marcus and Asif, and says, "So you found something curious in the ceiling. What was it?"
Yeah, I guess you can point me out to where the mark is.
Gand pulls out a pair of electro binoculars and offers them to anyone who wants to take a closer look. And Gand is going to point with Gand's other hand at the black mark.
I do not need them. He kind of puts his hand up above his forehead, and you hear a little whirring sound, and he says, "Ah, I see it. It is a small rectangular shape carved out of the ceiling with a blowtorch of some sort."
Did the rest of the party bring the lift over here?
Did you ask?
Gand did not think to ask, no.
Quartermaster, you want me to bring the lift so we can get some people to look up in?
No, I have the keys. He trots over to the cherry picker and comes over like cartoonishly slowly. The thing's going maybe about 1 mile an hour.
Oh no, he's ensuring it's safe and all of that. He takes his job very seriously.
So after a couple of minutes,
Make sure you close the gate and keep your hands within the cage at all times when the vehicle is moving.
yes, you do not operate the cherry picker while the vehicle is moving. So after a couple of minutes, he gets over to you and says, "Safety first. Only 2 of you can get aboard this."
I can fly up there.
Oh. He kind of looks at Asaph for a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out, but the rest can come up, I guess.
Gand will be in the
Make sure you have to wear your helmet.
Gand finds the hard hat that's in the basket and puts it.
All right. So the cherry picker brings you very slowly up to the top, like only slightly slower than Asaph's flight takes him. And when you get there, you see it's the ductwork. There is a thick layer of dust, but you also see a set of... Actually, give me a perception roll. And for anyone that's...
Set of dice.
1 second. Is the difficulty set?
The difficulty... Actually, I'm going to set it at a difficulty 2. So the difficulty of 2 is for the darkness. If someone has a torch, I can offset that.
Gand is wearing scanner goggles. That's
I got a glow rod.
goggles. And also,
Oh yeah, I'm using a glow rod. That's cooler.
oh god, no. Gand's like all of Gand's like gear that's designed so that Gand does not have to use Gand has electro binoculars that like help with seeing distances and darkness.
We know you're one of those guys that like still LARP as their Call of Duty player here, but glow sticks are glow sticks, man.
Just every Gand's like Gand like switches onto the thermal imaging. It's like, oh no, now it's bright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, he's blinded.
So difficulty set for whoever wants to make a perception roll.
You know what? I'm gonna do it.
I did it.
Gand also went.
Everyone's dogpiling now.
Take that strain.
Yeah, I think strain it is for anyone that tried it. So let's see, that is 3 successes with setbacks. Okay, so you notice that there's a thick layer of dust, but there are also a trio of tracks. Or rather, one set of tracks that appears to have 3 wheels. And it has gone right up to the hole, and then turned around and went back in the direction, I guess, of the coreward direction of the ship. And then the other thing you notice is that there's a cut-out metal panel laying on the ground off to one side.
Guess we're gonna have to have Marcus look into this. I'm gonna talk with the droid, see if he actually has the schematics for the ductwork, because great.
It's like a heist to me.
Gad and I are gonna be going in to ducts.
Time for Gand to give chase. Not give chase. This is too long for this. But Gand.
No. This is Scan in the alien scene. He's being tracked by the alien.
Yeah, so how do you guys want to proceed from here?
Well, we should definitely update the quartermaster, including the fact that there is stolen munitions from his stores. They are stolen and not just munitions that have been used. That corroborates with what Marcus's data was, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
based on the manifests that you looked at, or the inventory you looked at,
It was definitely supposed to be there, and it wasn't.
So yeah, and I guess we also want to keep the quartermaster as an NPC here. So can we get him a map and he can coordinate us on events?
Wait, are you asking him to get you a map?
Uh, a map for us so we can know where we're heading, but also for him. So like, I guess it'll be something along the line this.
Okay, I will get you a map. He kind of heads to one section of the store and picks up a data pad, and he puts it in the cherry picker and sends it up. And after another minute, you now have a data pad with schematics of the ductwork and some of the service corridors inside the ship.
Cool. So I guess whenever you're ready, Gan, let's go.
He says, so after the data pad comes up to you, he says, "So after this is over, do you guys want to go hang out or something?"
Gand would like nothing more.
Oh, who wouldn't?
Great. I'll go prepare the fun and festivities. He turns around and leaves.
Swear to God, if there's some sort of like horrific monster in this vent, and we cross it, it's well.
Gand still has, and Gand will quote Gand's character sheet, enough explosives to kill us.
Okay, you were always an asshole, Gorman.
Real quick, I need to go grab a drink. If you guys want to chat amongst yourselves, have at it.
So, the plan is that we have to follow this trail to wherever it led, and there we will find whoever set that gonk droid on us. Yes?
Hopefully, because there's a layer of dust we can follow.
Yes, there is a trail for us to follow relatively clearly. Hopefully it will lead us to where we're going. If not, we have a relatively clandestine way to travel throughout this location.
Yep, and we'll see what happens. So,
Is there any information that we can glean from the cut grate? Because
apparently it was cut open with stuff that is all of that, but there's also a panel that was also hacked. So probably have someone look into that while we're going to.
because Karmic Knight has played Star Wars Bounty Hunter before.
Wait, that PS2 game?
Yes, the PS2 game where you play as Jango Fett. And one of their door animations is Jango cutting open a grate.
I never really liked that game, to be honest. But then again, didn't like Star Wars games after like 1999. So
I enjoyed it at the time. I'm sure if I went back, it would be not so great, but it was an enjoyable game to me at the time, so that's enough for. Because basically, the biggest thing is that Karmic Knight's brain is screaming, "These clones are trying to overthrow this."
nah, it's got to be something else. Probably like a very angry B1 that just wants to move ahead in life.
Well, we got told that it was 3-wheel tracks, right?
Yes.
Droid has to be involved at some point.
Wait, wasn't there an R2 unit mentioned that went missing?
I don't know.
Maybe. That would be what 3-wheel tracks would mean.
It's an R2 unit trying to overthrow the ship.
or just some sort of astro.
I mean, if we see an R2 unit painted like the fucking Joker, guys.
Some droids
That-
just want to watch the world learn.
Okay, Marcus, what is it beeping to us? What is it saying?
Something about your mother and where she can go.
Oh, not a
It's a little
Joker
quiet. I
quote.
can't make it all out.
So this is full circle then. I hope it is an R2 unit because that would, because I'm running a Star Wars game, and what I posted in the Discord chat is the result of it. As one of the players is an R2 unit who is a communist revolutionary.
Sounds good.
Now I'm just picturing the other side played by the book shoot from Fallout New Vegas. This R2 unit has succumbed to communism.
Dun dun dun.
All right, I am back. So, were there any discussions while I was gone as to whether or not you guys should change your course of action, or are you still heading through the ducts following the track marks?
It was dead silent until someone farted.
Shh, I missed the fart? All right, well, good thing I'm recording this. All right, so you're heading through the ductwork. It's kind of cramped quarters for most of you except for Asif. He seems like he's just fine. So you're following it up until the point where you reach the checkpoint, which is right here. Now, the ductwork continues towards Carbon Town, but it also veers off into the system control center. The tracks lead into the system control center.
Well, then I'll let the others know. We'll have the other two meet us over by there, but we're gonna follow where this ends, doesn't it, Dan?
We are following these tracks to where they lead.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave us on.
So you get to a door that leads into the I guess the neck or the main shaft of the control center or command module or whatever it's called. And as you go through that doorway, the atmosphere seems to leave. It's not completely gone. It's just very, very, very light. So once again, you're forced to wear rebreathers, except for Gand, who's already doing that, and or doesn't need to do that rather. And then the atmosphere also, or sorry, the gravity practically drops away. So once again, you all feel very light. So you continue until you get to the ball of the command center, and there is another hole in the floor. The carved out panel is sitting off to one side.
So, Gand would like to know about, like, about how large is the opening? Like, is it comparable to a vaguely like human or Nemoidian size, or is it like explicitly the size and profile that only a droid would naturally be able to use?
It like the other hole that you went through was not terribly small, so it was like about a meter in size.
So this is something that this is something that like wouldn't be able to compress itself very small, or didn't feel the need to compress itself very small before opening the opening.
No, it didn't. It didn't seem like that. Any one of you could fit through it easily. Sorry, one more minute.
Yes, the classic technique. I need to figure out more ahead of what I need to do because the players went off the rails again.
You always land the tracks down into the train.
All right, back. So yeah, once again, you're looking at about a 1 meter hole in the ground or in the flooring.
What is the lighting situation beyond it?
Darkness. Darkness really in all directions, forward and below.
I assume that the captain has a glow rod open, or no?
Yes.
So Gand is going to take point and sort of poke Gand's head out to get a look without providing a large light source into the area.
All right, so you're looking. Forward or down?
Mostly down. Gand wants to get a judge of how far the drop is.
So the drop is probably about the same as before, like about 40 feet.
But 40 feet in low grav.
Yes.
Do you want me to hold a rope and you just come down?
Gand's just gonna drop.
You're gonna break something, even if it's like gravity and 40 feet.
Is there mechanically something Gand could do to just fall 40 feet in low gravity and keep the descent to be relatively stable and?
I don't know. Does anyone have any equipment that would help with that sort of thing?
Does the captain have a rope?
I assume you got something in your backpack for that.
Look, Gand has a lot of things.
And one of the things I pull out from your backpack is that. I spent a light side to do that.
Yeah, so Gand will drop with a. We'll secure the rope. Is there something we can secure the rope in up here?
Yes. There's, we'll say, a nearby cooling duct.
So we will secure the rope up here and then drop into this area.
Oh no, I can fly. You know that, right? So I'll just make sure you.
And he's going to be dropping into the area, but we can leave the rope there so that you don't have to. Like, what's your brawl?
Oh no, we can use that also to leave.
Well, yes, a Gand can use that to leave, but it's more like not having to strain Asif holding as Gand drops.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about leaving it here once we're done with it, because I can just untie it once you get down, and then I'll head down.
Either way, Gand will
So
be
we
using
tie it
his
to the
job.
cooling station, you get down.
All right. Yeah, so You descend into a large, long corridor that seems like it is heading right towards the, I guess, the core functioning network center of the ship. And you head forward in through the darkness. Oh yeah, sorry, Kazan, you sense nothing. There is no... how far can you sense?
I am looking now. Short range. Sentient and non-sentient beings.
You sense no life.
Alright.
Must be a nerd in there.
All right. So, you are you going to head through the doorway?
I mean, Gand is willing to go through the doorway. Does Gand have backup?
I think Gan already went through the doorway.
Gand did already go through the doorway. This is correct.
You already went through the doorway, so I'm just waiting to get down with you. So it's with the other two.
All right. So the door opens, and as soon as the door opens, you find yourself not exactly face to face with several junk battle droids, but you're very close to face with several junk battle droids. So I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative, and
Are they
preferably
drunk?
roll for being surprised.
Gand is very glad that we are surprised. Is the difficulty cleared?
Looks like it.
Nope. Oh, well, yeah, I guess now it is.
Yeah, the difficulty was cleared.
Great.
No, it doesn't take difficulty into account when you do the initiative rolls.
Oh, does it? Does it not? That's actually
No.
really good.
Yeah, it is. All right, so real quick. This guy sucks.
You need to click it on the combat tab.
Nope.
Yeah, there is an initiative in the combat tab.
Nice. And then these guys are presence 1. Has everyone rolled?
No, I'm sorry. I'm still building mine.
Okay,
Normally quicker than this.
it's all good.
Same as last time. 1.4.
Alright, so I think I can do this pretty easily. Right. We're going to order by descending. At the very end, we're going to add... All right. Cool. For fuck's sake. All right. So once again, you see a number of those junk battle droids, but you also see a very strange droid that you've never seen the likes of before. It's it really is such an amalgam of different pieces that it's wholly new. Yeah. Real quick, pop that asshole up on the board. And he really does look like he's put together with just a bunch of junk. Okay, so there are two groups of 15, or sorry, two groups of 3, and then one of the ones that looks like it's completely put together with scrap, standing off to the side.
Does that one look like it's a leader, or does that one look like it is just...
As far as you can tell, it's just a singular unit. All right, so whoever is the PC with 5 and... Well, whoever's a PC that wants to go first.
Gand would always like to give them the opportunity to surrender, but Gand does not have to go first.
Well, then I'm gonna go and do a coercion check on that droid. So activating that talent, difficulty will be skating to raid. Average coercion check.
All right, you gonna upgrade it?
Oh no.
I am. All right.
Despair, I mean, that you better not set that torpedo off with that despair. That's all I'm saying. Oh, good. The torpedo didn't go off.
All right, give me just a sec.
So that is, let's see, 3 years. Okay, I need to get in close range, so I needed to do that. Suffer 1 strain, so
Wait.
each success.
By close, you mean short or engaged?
No, close range.
There's engaged, short, medium, long, and extreme.
Then I'm going to change the language to short.
Okay. All right, good.
Because I think I just got up the spaceship one, which says close range, I think.
Okay.
Because they use different terms for those stupid range bands for short, and it's like stupid. Okay, cool. Takes 3, and then affected enemy to suffer 1 additional 4 strain. That's good.
All right. So yeah, describe how you are browbeating this pile of junk.
Listen here, Mister. You've been making this a very long night, and you decide to start doing all of this, especially because I had to get on this ship out of all ships here. You know what? It's almost 2 o'clock. I haven't had a good night's rest at all, and then this is happening here. And then you come in here looking like this. Why couldn't you at least make yourself look a little bit better? My.
All right. Yeah. So he looks flustered. You can see kind of some steam coming from his vents around the ears in a very, again, comical way. Were you doing anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Next up is another PC.
Gand would like to go unless someone else had something they'd like to do. Unless people have stuff they want. Taking that as a no. So is asking for their surrender a maneuver or an incident?
I'm gonna say it's an incidental, but if you want to wait on it, then you're gonna basically lose your turn.
See, all right, yeah, that's the case. That's unfortunate.
Because I mean, you can still act and do other things, but if you attack them, chances are that's not going to be seen as a sign of good faith, and they're probably not going to surrender.
All right, so we're going to do a round of a show of force. So Gand is going to take the true aim maneuver, targeting one of the minion groups, targeting like that minion group right there.
Okay.
True aim maneuver is the maneuver, and then the to shoot.
So you're at medium range.
Ooh, I'm at medium range.
Or sorry,
No.
yeah, you're at medium.
All right, that's fair. That's fine. Is the difficulty set?
Difficulty set. Oh, hang on, wait. Yeah.
All right, so I have my effects added on my side.
Go for it. All right, so that is what, 11 damage?
That is 11 damage.
So tell me how you blow up 2 of them.
So, Gand has got a lot of deep-seated issues with destroying what appears to be a unique being. So Gand is going to take that out by just taking a moment to center, to center, and then with 2 blaster bolts, blow up 2 of the 3 droids in that minion group.
All right. Anything else?
Hey, Kazin,
Yeah.
are you gonna be moving?
My weapon's long range. I don't need to move.
Alright, so Gand is gonna, like, move... Gand is gonna take 2 strain. And Gand is going to take a maneuver this direction. Gonna move 1 range band this direction
All right.
to get away from the guy he knows stole a proton torpedo.
All right, great. Next up is another PC.
Making choices. I'll go. I'll target.
Ooh, sorry, hang on a second. I forgot. I actually didn't calculate in the shit. What's it called? Soak for the junk droids.
They don't need so.
Yeah, they do.
You gotta move your hand from left to right when you say that.
Yeah, they do.
Well, remember that their soak was 1 less.
Yeah, so they have 3. 3 more. So, I'm sorry, you junked 1 of them. And then badly damaged another. But that stands. Alright, so yeah, it's back to I think Kazin said he was gonna go?
Yeah. So my understanding is there's a big boy that's all the way out there. Then there's a group of junk droids, and then are the junk droids a group? They're meaning.
Yeah, they're 2 groups.
They're 3 groups or 2 groups?
There are 2 groups of 3 junk droids, and then there's 1 guy standing by himself.
Oh, okay. Okay. The guy that's standing by himself is labeled as junk droids. That's why I was confused.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I will. I guess I'm like the second best fighter, so I'll shoot at the big guy.
Okay, the 1 guy.
Yeah. What's his defense? If any?
He has a melee defense, but you're not doing that. So, let's see. You're at medium range of him. So, are you going to upgrade?
How many in the pool?
2 and 3.
Yeah, I'll upgrade my attack.
All right, I'm going to do the same thing.
Use light side. I did it.
Use dark side. All right, pool is set.
I just need to know what it is.
It is 1 red, 1 purple, and that's it.
Okay, I am going to. I upgraded as I said. I'm going to take a maneuver to aim. Then I'm going to suffer 2 strain on my aim again.
All right.
Okay, so that's a hit. And I will trigger a crit.
Okay.
So that is 10 damage and a crit. So do you want me to roll the crit?
I'll roll the crit. Wow, you're glad I rolled that crit because it's pretty good. 1 strain each time he performs an action.
Pretty good.
So how much damage was it again?
10 damage.
All right, it seems to barely scratch him. All right, but then again, he is made of junk, so maybe it's just hard to tell. Were you doing any? Oh, you did your 2 maneuvers and an action, right?
Yep, that was me.
All right, so he's gonna go. He pulls out a vibro sword and advances on Asaph.
Yeah,
Oh no!
Come here, big boy.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be funny.
Yeah,
Murder me, daddy.
This is gonna be rough, I think. So he is going to attack, and he is going to use a. Oh, wait a second. Did I reset the destiny pool? Oh no, I didn't. I'm just not seeing it. I am going to use a dark side point. Do you want to use a light side point to offset
sure,
that?
Why not?
Yeah, you should. All right, so it's. Do you have any defense?
Oh shoot, I hit it twice. Let's just say is no. This is totally not a combat armor thing.
All right, gotcha. All right, so just double checking, upgrading once on my end, upgrading once on your end. Difficulty 2. See how this works.
Time to roll a new character.
So that is a crit. So he does, let's see, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage with a pierce of 2.
Okay, so that's 8 damage straight.
And do you know how to roll critical injury on your character
I
sheet?
go over to, let me see here. It's on the sheet. Another page. What's the critical offset?
Plus 10 for vicious 1.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah. That's great. Roll again.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no!
You did.
Wait, what now? Oh shit.
Yeah. It's that one little thing where my players kept getting in their Star Wars
Well,
combat game. It was like,
to be fair, he did suffer a strain for doing that, so he's going to suffer a strain again for his second attack. I'm not going to use a dark side point. Do you want to use a light side point?
Well,
that's
no.
well.
Like, isn't the
Yeah.
Oh no!
isn't the
wait,
way
it's
it works?
exact
The
same
way it
roll.
works is entirely
Same roll.
different.
Oh, is it?
Explicitly, you re-roll the dice pool again.
Shit. All right. Well, that's the way it is. But it's
Great.
it's an upgrade on both sides. All right. So let's.
Like it.
All right. Better this time. So-
Yeah, but he also crits again. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm down.
He doesn't crit again.
Yeah, because he drops.
His crit rating's 2.
Yeah,
so-
but he drops him to 0, and there's still damage that goes through.
Well then, yeah, that's a crit.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll another crit, this time with plus 20. No!
Keep going. Let's see what happens here. Holy shit!
This,
Holy shit!
5,000 credits and a spin. Let's go again. No whammies.
Holy
This
shit.
wait,
guy is basically like fucking.
That's wrong. That's wrong. That
Oh.
dice pool. The dice, it automatically offsets the dice from previous criticals. So, did you mean plus 10 or plus 20 from based off of the crit? Ignoring the.
So plus 1. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Kill that, and re-roll again. Thank you for catching that. But this time, yeah, just keep the offset plus 10.
You have to heal. You have to heal that critical injury first. You have to You have to mechanically heal.
quick heal. Let's see what happens.
Wait, I don't understand why it's not plus 20.
Because the
Because it is plus 20, but it was adding plus 30 before.
Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly it. Actually, yeah.
Okay, great. So you now have an agonizing wound instead of being attacked a third time.
I think I would have been more entertained to just see how many times
Yeah.
he's
I like the previous timeline better.
That would have been funny, but I don't want to overwhelmingly fuck one character over. All right, but anyway, that was his 2 moves. You know what?
I think that's one of those moments where you just all laugh and be like, wow.
Who's pretty good? All right, so I'm going to actually use 2 strain to make him duck behind a control or an AC unit. All right, next up is a PC. I think Marcus is the last one to go.
Marcus is the only one left. He'll shoot at the wounded minion group, I guess.
These guys up here? Okay.
Yeah. Let me know when the difficulty set.
Oh yeah, thank you, because that could have been bad. So, let's see. I'm actually going to use a dark side to upgrade the difficulty because I want to give you guys more to play with. So whenever you're ready.
That's fine. I'm gonna miss anyway.
You're not.
Okay.
So that's
7 damage then.
7 damage minus 4, so minus 3. So yeah, tell me how you blow up one of the damaged ones.
I'm picturing him like kind of huddling behind Kazin, almost trying to use him as cover as he fumbles with his blaster pistol that he doesn't super know how to use, and takes a shot and is surprised when he hits because, yeah, surprised that I hit.
Gand is very proud of Marcus.
And yeah, you also catch another one in the shoulder, grazing it. Were you going to do anything else?
Can I do a maneuver to take cover behind Kazin?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I'm going to add a cover marker.
I love how the dichotomy of the dichotomy. Gand tried to get as far from Kazin as possible. Marcus using Kazin as cover.
Marcus don't know I'm carrying a proton torpedo in my back pocket.
This is very true.
All right, so
To be honest, I think one range band is not going to make a difference if it goes off.
so it's just the last 2. This guy right here is going to aim and open fire at Kazin.
Shoot the Gand.
Gand's kind of too far away. So let's see. Destiny. I'm not going to upgrade. Do you want to upgrade, Kazin?
Nah.
All right. So let's see. We're upgrading. Oh, we're not upgrading at all because he's just one guy. Combat. Shooting with his blaster carbine. So he sprays wildly. But he does give a boost to his buddies because his blind firing, his spray and pray technique is kind of moving you right into the line of fire for them. They are going to take cover and then open fire on Kazin.
Damn, everybody wants a piece.
So there are 3 of these guys. Oops. Are you going to upgrade?
Nah.
Alright, so they open fire. And the 3 of them do... Hang on a second, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Whoa. That's.
That is a lot of dice for one minion.
especially because do they have a skill of
Their
4?
die pool reduces significantly as they lose dudes.
No, this is the full one. This is the 3 guys.
Okay.
So they should upgrade twice. They've got a. Let me double
that's
check.
Pretty strong starting die pool, but it doesn't mean it's not correct.
They've got 3. Oh, that's right, ranged heavy. They've got 2. Yeah, 2 yellow and hang on, no. Battle droid for 3. What am I? All right. It should just be 2. You know what? Fuck it. 2 yellow.
And this is why we use EED.
1 blue. I mean, it's been working fine for everything except minion groups. 2 purple. Double check. For 3. All right. So they do hit you and combat. That is going to be 9, 10, 11. 11 damage.
Well, I'm not out.
All right. Next is another PC. So top of the round. Anyone wants to go?
Let me go before I go down horribly.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll shoot Big Boy again.
You mean the guy who took down Asif?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a sec. Oh well. Yeah. Difficulty is just 2 purple and a. Actually, no. He's in close range or short range. So 1 purple and 1 setback. Are you going to upgrade?
What's the setback from?
He's behind cover.
Okay.
He's using my body as cover.
Were you going to upgrade?
I'll upgrade.
I will upgrade as well. So 1 red, 1 setback.
Cool. That is 10 damage and a crit.
All right. So
With a plus 10 for the previous crit.
well, fortunately it'll factor that in. So nice. Winded. Cannot voluntarily suffer strain. So you said 10 damage.
Yep.
What's your crit rating? Is it?
It's 3. I did a crit.
All right. I was gonna say
Yeah.
if you had any extra.
If I did, I'd have passed him out immediately.
So yeah,
I'm on a blaster rifle, so I'm 9-3.
all right. Yeah, you blast a seemingly extraneous portion of his carapace off of him. All right. Anything else? Any maneuvers?
I double maneuvered
Okay.
to aim twice. So
Next PC.
Kaban is going to true aim.
All right.
And then so things have gotten like actually serious. One of our crew has gotten like the shit beaten out of him by a droid with a sword. So even though that droid is a unique being and special, that droid is going to be destroyed. I am targeting the jump droid. I will.
Okay, so let's see. You are, I believe, in medium range of him.
That sounds about right.
Are you going to upgrade?
Gan does not upgrade.
I will. So.
Well, Gan gets an upgrade from True Aim. I should specify.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so if everything's ready on your end, everything's ready on mine.
Gan is going to take the shot.
Another critical, another critical, another critical.
Not another critical, sadly.
So close, but still, fair amount of damage.
Gand has got a lot of health. Gand is going to...
You could remove his cover.
Yeah, Gand will... is that going to be both?
I think that's both.
Alright, yeah, then Gand will remove his cover. And then Gand will spend 2 strain to make an additional maneuver. Gand will, just technically maneuver back into the pile. So that the droid has someone to run headfirst into.
Real quick, I'm double checking on if that's both. It seems like it would be both, but I want to make sure.
For what? To win?
To remove.
To remove the cover, yes.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, it's 3. Negate the target enemy's defense bonus, such as cover. So yeah,
right.
You could just
Then,
give 2 boost or regain strain or whatever.
Man, I guess I will just regain the 2 strain that I spent. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So
Was that
is
it?
the Gand.
All right. Next PC. So I think it's Marcus now. Oh wait.
Yeah, I guess since...
Does Asif have to do anything, or is he just hang out until someone brings him back up?
Until someone jams a stim pack into me.
Okay.
There's no stabilization checks, thank goodness.
Yeah, I guess at least there's that. All right. So yeah, next up.
Let's
Oh, sorry, I forgot to take damage off.
I was gonna say I did
9, 10, 11,
I did
12?
I did 12 damage, Pierce 1.
Pierce 1, okay. So... 12.
Switch it to stun next time, Gan.
Does stun work on droids? I asked that in the chat, and I did not get a response.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, stun works on droids. But it does strain damage.
Then I'm gonna be stun setting this droid. And I don't know how that changes my, that changes my workflow, because I would have to move, well no, because I was at medium range, which is what stun setting does.
Stun is short range.
It's fine. No.
For the future.
Yeah, but it's one of those things is like, oh yeah, if you're going real tactical combat, you'd be like, wait, their strain is lower, I'll switch to stun setting. I gotta get closer to the melee combat monster though.
So, quick question, were you doing stun or were you doing lethal?
I mean, I forget how stun setting changes how the attack works.
It does strain damage.
Like, there's no change
doesn't change
to
the dice.
No.
Doesn't change the dice?
Oh, wait, no, I don't believe it does. No, so it is just the same.
Because based off of, like, the shots that have been hitting it and not doing much damage, I would definitely be trying to stun the droid.
Okay, so you were using stun.
Sure.
Alright, big difference, because that knocks it out. So, describe how it short circuits and shuts down. So,
the basis of this is that, the Gand has been observing, the shot Kazin took on it, noticing that the shot did not seem to hit anything of particular value, and realizing that the droid clearly does not have a weak point to strike at, as Kazin is a very good shot in Kaban's estimation. So, Kaban sort of shuffles to get a better shot at it, and, switching to stun, hits its center of mass, and the little blue stun ring basically causes it to kind of short circuit and almost fall apart.
Pew! Yeah, it doesn't vocalize anything. It just silently shuts down and falls over into a heap. Were you doing anything else?
No, the
All right.
the Gan's whole turn was everything.
All right. So next up is the single guy, the only guy
No,
that's.
you skipped over my turn because we went back to
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah.
re-adjudicate.
Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, I'm just going to be aiming and firing at the minion group.
All right.
Yeah, you realize that he still soaks stun damage, right?
Yeah, I do. He had
Okay,
like
okay.
3 stun damage left.
Is there a way to add the aim bonus to the combat?
The aim bonus? Yeah.
That's just adding a boost die in the dice pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like if I'm on the weapon tab, is there a way to add that? Oh, there it is, modifiers.
Yeah, modifiers would be where's that.
And the difficulty for a medium range shot is set.
That's more like it.
All right. Yeah, you blast away at the lone droid, who does not seem to react.
And appreciate the attempt, Marcus.
So this guy advances, and he is going to fire at Kazan.
Shoot the Gan.
Let's see. I'm going to check and make. Actually, you know what? One green, one purple. Are you gonna? I'm gonna upgrade. Are you gonna upgrade?
Nah, I'm going down no matter what. So
One yellow, one purple. Fire. All right. So, anything you want to do with that that threat?
yes, I'm gonna make him suffer strain,
All right. So he takes a point of damage.
which means it's a wound.
All right, but he does. Let's see, that is 9, 10, 11 damage to you.
Oh yeah, I'm super down. So crit injury me, daddy.
But actually, you know what? I will do that. Where was it? Kazan. Character sheet. Critical injuries. No offset. Staggered.
Unconscious anyway.
Yeah, so probably one of the better ones to get. Alright, so you drop. And next up is a
No, my
PC's
cover
turn. All the
bonus.
PCs that are up have gone. The last remaining battle droid trio opens fire at Caben.
Shoot the Gan.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's 2 yellow. Actually, yeah, they're going to stay put and take that 2 purple. You going to upgrade?
Gan will upgrade the difficulty of their check.
One
Should I add it or are you?
I'm doing it. I'm just typing this out because I don't think that I have the minion group set up correctly. So that's 2 yellow, 1 purple, 1 red, and they're gonna aim too. Why not? So 2 purple. Okay, so that is going to be 9, 10, 11, 11 damage.
Soak 4 is
7 left.
thank you.
And then let's see for the 2 advantage. You're going to have 2 setback on your next attack or next check. All right, so that's back to the top of the round. So a PC. Oops.
I bleed.
Gand is here.
Gan, do it. It's up to Gan
Gan-
and Marcus.
We gan.
That's again.
Gand shall true aim, take two strain,
Okay.
and regular aim. Do you have the Gand's
Setback? Yes.
difficulty?
Difficulty is set, and the setback is set.
Gand is shooting here.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're 3 setback because they're behind cover. Okay. Do you want to upgrade?
Gand is already there.
All right, great.
I get the upgrade from true aim. That's what I was referring
Can you
to.
not? Can you not upgrade with the destiny
I
point?
can.
You can
but
receive more than one.
I can, but 3 yellows is. Is it better than 1 green and 2 yellows?
Yes.
It just keeps going. You get you just adds a green die if it can't add another yellow.
Well, no, it would. It would increase. I would add another yellow, but my point is more that I'd prefer to let Marcus not have to worry about pulling from the destiny pool since I'm doing it myself.
That's perfectly fine too.
Yeah.
That is very valid.
Whichever you prefer.
Oh no! Own goal.
So yeah, you open fire at the
Should
trio.
have upgraded, bro.
All right, so that was your turn, Marcus.
Bro, do you even upgrade? I will once again take aim and shoot at the wounded minion group,
Are you gonna upgrade?
the lone droid.
Are you gonna upgrade? Upgrade or no?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry. The dice pool is set. So
Is he not at is he not at short range? Or short range is too different.
Oh yeah, that's
No,
right.
Mark,
They did
what
move
you do?
closer, didn't they? Take off that. Yeah, you hit, and you can crit too.
If I keep the 3 advantage, yeah, I'll just crit.
All right. Yeah. So you
And then-
describe how your shot just takes out that last one.
I'll say it misses, hits a reflective surface on the console behind him, and shoots him straight in the back, and his chest explodes outward.
Wonderful trick shot, Marcus.
Yes. Perfect. All right. So now it's. I think both of the PCs have acted, so it's just the one guy. Are you going? He's going to shoot Caben again. Are you going to?
I'm going to upgrade the difficulty of the attack against me.
Good idea. So let's see. That is. So he's going to aim again. So 2 yellow, 1 purple, 1 red, and 1 boost. Oh wait, let me double check. Yeah. Okay. So he just hit last time. Okay. Great.
Bring it to me.
So yeah, he's basically trying to pin you down with suppressing fire. He knows he's not hitting you, but he can make sure that you. Let's see. That's going to be. I guess he's going to give you a setback, and yeah, he's going to give you a setback. That's it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. He doesn't give you anything because I think I gave you 1 too many setbacks last time. In fact, I did. So, yeah, that's his turn. Round's end. PC goes.
Kaban steps forward, decreasing the distance between him and the droid. Kaban takes 2 additional strain to perform the true aim.
All Are you,
And Kaban is ready to shoot.
is Kaban going to upgrade?
I like, the problem is that I really don't want us to hit 0, but I will, actually, yeah.
All right, so that's
Kaban is all in!
yeah. Let's do this. All right, so dice pool is set. Oh, sorry.
I have set my 2 upgrades and my boost die, so just set the difficulty.
Difficulty is set. 1 setback for cover, 1 for range. All right.
10 damage, and I crit.
All right. So you instantly blow up one of them, and then you do 6 damage, which blows up another one. So that's 11 damage in total.
So Kaban is just walking forward, cackling madly.
How does a Gand cackle? I am curious. Is it like a clicking sound?
It's a clicking sound.
All right. Great. Yeah. So you blow up one of them and scrap the other. So I think that was your move. Next is Marcus.
I'm gonna stick with just aiming and then shooting.
Okay.
I'm not gonna upgrade.
Okay.
I
Difficulty
mean, we're
set.
at 0.
Well, yeah.
You did take down the last
Are
guy.
you upgrading the difficulty?
I'm not.
Are you sure you don't want to?
Yeah. Okay. I will. There you go. Ready when you are.
Wonderful.
So that's 7 points of damage.
7 damage.
And
Right behind my body, Marcus. Fire from behind my body.
I
mean, that's what
technically
I'm
he
doing.
is still taking cover behind you. So 7. That's 3 damage. That gets through. So you blow off one of his limbs. He's still up. He's still got one limb left. He's
Just put a
still
flesh one.
90% combat ready. He's going to shoot at Cabin.
Roger, Roger.
I wish I had the incidental that lets you headbutt.
What, pray tell, is he doing with the 2 threat?
Oh, 2 threat. That's gonna be 2 strain.
Oh.
It's down to the wire. I can see it being an argument for, holy shit, this is it. All right, so that's just 2 green.
Damn the torpedoes.
1 purple. Are you gonna upgrade the difficulty of him shooting at you?
I am upgrading the difficulty of him shooting at me.
All right, great. So let's see. So that's going to be 2 green, 1 boost, 1 yellow, or 1 red. So just 1 red. 2 green. All right, he opens fire. A single hit for 10 damage.
I am up with 1.
Yeah.
All right, so I think everyone's gone at this point, right? Marcus took a shot.
Yes.
All right, so new round. PC gets to go.
I bleed.
I almost want to say Marcus should shoot first.
Marcus,
just so that
take
if
the
I roll
shot.
any advantage, I can
Marcus,
give it to
take
you.
the shot.
Yeah, aiming and firing, not upgrading.
If I can make a suggestion, and you know what? No, you might not know this.
No, he's a coward. He's gonna continue to hide behind Kaizen's collapsed form.
All right, give me a second. Make sure the dice pool is ready. I guess I'll upgrade to give you guys that point. And I'm ready whenever you are. Done. So describe how your blaster fire takes down this last one.
Well, since the intention was to give him the boost die with the advantage, I'll let me hurt him towards you, and I take a shot at the side to try to force him in one direction, but I miss, which means I accidentally hit him and destroyed it.
Do you pretend to be like that's what I meant to do?
No, I
Gandalf-
call it out. I call it beforehand, and I'm gonna herd it over to to the Gand, and I missed with my intent, and therefore hit him.
Excellent tactical thinking, Marcus. Gand is very proud of you during this encounter. We need to find some way to rouse our ally.
So I think that's a good place to
I
leave
don't
it.
have any drugs. Do you?
I think that's a good place to leave it. We're going to leave it with the junk droid
With the line,
deactivated.
I don't have any drugs. Do you?
Yeah, and the line, "I don't have any drugs. Do you?" So I hope everyone had a good time and enjoyed. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I guess I will see you all next week. Unless anyone has any scheduling plans, we can discuss that on Discord.
I think I should be good for next week.
Oh, and also, if you guys could, if you want to roll for it now, you can roll your cool now, or just make a note to roll cool.
Is it only cool, or is there something
cool or
else?
discipline.
Fabulous day. I don't have to just roll one green.
So a little bit of.
I think I get my strain back for that, right?
Every success gets one strain.
Yeah.
Sad.
All right. Well, great game, everyone, and I will see you all next week.
XP.
Night.
That was so good.
XP.
Oh yeah, the XP amount.
XP. Same as usual. 15 XP base. Plus, if you take notes, that's 5 XP there. And if you write how you play to your character, 5 XP there. And all right. Good night, everyone.
All right.
And